Welcome to the Kinkazoid Podcast, where you get some education on your form of stimulation. With your hosts, Royal, Chase, and Trey Proper. Buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a wild ride. Let's get kinky. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of the Kinkazoid Podcast. Join here is your girl, Chase, and see Hayes, no matter how you say it, long as that flavor stays in your mouth. And my lovely co-host.
What's up, it's your girl, Royal. No tagline necessary. Just recognize she's a queen.
And as you can see by the video and by the title, we have a video screen display missing. Yes, Trey Proper is not here with us tonight, but that doesn't mean it's going to stop him in his toxic ways entering the chat. So just be on the lookout. He might be ducking and dodging in and out. Who knows? All right. Right. We are declaring this a girls' night. All right. But the fellas, you have to say, we are here. Okay. We're here to enjoy each other in a peaceful manner. All right. So, it might not be that crazy tonight. Who knows? But we're going to get into some, crazy behind topics.
Crazy stuff.
But, but we'll see. Royal, what is actually, before we get into it, Royal, Trey today. Like,
I know.
How's that feeling?
You know what? I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it, but it's like, the title says when Trey's away, the girls will play. You know what I'm saying? We might have a little bit more freedom to say what we want to say. You know what I'm saying?
A little something. Little something. Might be able to talk.
It's just much.
We love Trey. We love Trey, y'all. We love Trey to death. Okay, we love Trey to death. We do. But we have some spicy, saucy topics that have been blaring the internet as of late, and we're going to get into them later on into the show. But first things first, Royal, can you please let the people know what we gonna be talking about first?
Okay, I surely will. So our first topic of the night, of course, is sexual preparedness. So we really just want to know what it is. I guess we posed the question to our group just to know what it is that you do to prepare yourself for that special event. You know what I'm saying? You do a little extra, some stretches going on. You got just what is it? What's your routine?
Yeah. So for me personally, if I know there's like a certain type of thing, certain like let's not even like a birthday, right? Because birthdays are special. Okay. You love birthday DMP, because it gives like that shouldn't be the only gift you're giving. Mm-hmm. Okay, we need more. Okay, dick is cool, but it ain't a Chanel. Okay, period. But for me, I like to practice restraint, as in no touchy. So no, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Okay.
That is kind of how I make sure that I'm prepared for my big events. So that way I have all the nerve endings available to be touched and teased and pleased on.
Okay.
And yeah. And what about you?
So okay, so basically you just like abstain completely. Like you don't touch yourself. You don't do nothing. Just nothing at all. Not
Mm-mm.
okay.
I sit in the pain of it all. I sit in the pain, especially, and it's worse, especially when I know it's coming. Like, if it's like, or if you like, you about to see somebody at the end of the week and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh, like it's like you're counting down the days and stuff, and then it's just all worth it at the end of the week because
Okay.
everything is a lot more sensitive. You're not desensitized to anything, and things happen a little bit more quicker. So it's a really fun time at the end. During
Okay.
it though, it's a really sad, depressing time.
Okay.
Sad,
No,
depressing.
I cannot identify only because I'm as married, so we don't do the whole abstaining or
We
anything
know.
like that.
Use the married woman's. We
As
know. We
married, but there has been some involuntary abstinence, especially like if I have to go out of town. I if I'm traveling for work or whatever, and it's like the phone sex of it all, like the anticipation
Yeah.
that's the build up right there. So I can identify with that. Like I get that.
Hmm.
It's just not a regular practice. I
I
think
love
for
a good
me,
phone sex. A good phone sex
a
is
good phone, yeah, good phone sex is
mm,
good.
good
Yeah,
phone sex
yeah,
is good. A good
it
phone sex
is.
is good. I think people don't utilize. We're gonna talk about that at one point in the show. I don't
We
think
are.
people
We have to
utilize.
have a whole
We
conversation
have to
about
do,
phone sex.
yeah, because phone sex it hits a different spot. Mentally, obviously, but it hits a
Definitely
different spot.
mentally. But if
Yeah.
you can get me here, then you got me everywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Because if I think of you like Fantasia, like I start to blush when somebody says your name. I
Facts.
don't blush. Might get a little what? But what I'm saying? As long as there's a reaction out of it
Exactly.
all, that's all that
That's
matters.
that's the only part that matters. As long as there's a reaction. That's it. That's it.
Literally, like, sir, do you want to see my cheeks turn red or you want to make these cheeks turn red? Which one? Like,
Facts.
which one you want? Which one do you want?
Facts. No,
Thank you,
no,
Amber, for
no.
the like.
Yes. Thank you, Amber. Um, so okay, so for me, as far as sexual preparedness goes, it's not so much of an anticipation
Hmm.
ritual or anything like that. But it's just like I do yoga usually regularly. I'm gonna say that I fell off of my yoga regimen for the last couple of weeks. It's been a little hectic with school starting and stuff like that. But usually I do yoga, get a good stretch in
Hmm.
because you are a lot more flexible. You're able to do more. I know both of us, we like big guys. So, you know what I'm saying? The big guys, they squeeze in between places, and it's just like, you got to worry about your hips and all that other stuff. So,
Mine be falling out. So,
listen,
all right.
listen, it's popping out of place, okay? His bones cracking. Don't nobody need that. Don't nobody need that in
Ex-
their life.
exactly. I'm like I said before, I am an Olympic gold medalist in the back of my vehicle. Okay. And that's it. That's the only place. For whatever reason, when it comes to the back seat, I can stretch. I'm an elastic girl. But ask me to bend down to pick up a pen. I some way somehow turn into a 75-year-old woman. I
Mm.
I don't know how that even works.
I feel you. Real quick, before we go any further, let me check the comments real quick. So, our resident hub producer says, order Blue Chew, take Blue Chew, and knock it into next week. Sir, nobody
Ooh,
needed that information. Nobody needed that.
next week.
Yeah, not
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
Chuck Clark says, do some push ups, listen to some Rage Against the Machine. Okay, then.
All
All right,
right.
then. A little Rage Against the Machine, get it going for you. Rage Against the Machine does it for you?
I don't even know what that is. Is that a song? Is that an
It's
album?
it's no, it's a group. It's a group. It's this rock group. I think it's rock metal, like hard rock metal type of. All right then.
I
All
don't.
right,
I
Chuck.
don't. Sorry.
It's all good.
My apologies.
It's all good.
Uh, Jamaica says, "Start to gush when somebody says your name." It's what she meant to say.
Not
Yes,
gush. Wait a
that is
minute.
a lot. Gushing is a lot. That's a large amount in a word. Okay, that is because when you say gush, it's like that's like taking like the Elmo's bottle of glue, and you just
Yeah,
like
and
how it's
just
blocked at the top a little bit, and then when you finally push it, it's like it does that little. It makes a sound with it.
yeah,
That's
that's
a
a lot.
gush.
That's a lot.
I don't want to gush when somebody says. No, that's. I have to go home.
You're
I gotta
right.
change my clothes. Like I can't be walking around here going. That is too much.
No,
That
no,
is
no, no. Gushing is way too much.
Yeah, no. Quick little question for you though.
Hmm.
I mean, as we all know, you are with the man of your life, the love of your life,
Hmm.
Um,
He
have
alright
you
over there.
ever experienced it happening until next week though? Like he said knock it into next week cuz I've experienced still feeling it till next week. Like soreness from the inside out. Still, but that's just because I didn't do the proper preparedness. See, Trey, I still got you, boo. I didn't do the proper preparedness to get ready for said session. So I didn't stretch. And I
Right.
didn't do all that other stuff. So have you ever felt it into next week?
Yes, yes, I have. And it would be because I didn't do the proper preparedness. Okay, like he'll be wanting to do something that I wasn't exactly aware of. I wasn't completely prepared for. So just like springing stuff on me,
Yeah.
and then some things will end up hurting the next day. Like I had, you know, you get the soreness in your legs and stuff like that. It was one
Yeah.
time where my back was thrown out and my neck was hurting. It was a lot, like some
Yeah.
acrobatic type
You were,
shit
yeah,
that
you
was
were
going
going
on.
through it.
Yeah,
You were.
I went through it that week.
You were
So
going
yeah,
through
no,
it.
it's happened. Like the injury by sex, it happens.
Yeah, I swear, since we're in a pandemic world right now,
Hmm.
at one point, couple of months, year back, I had did some neck activity and I woke up the next day and I was like, oh my God, I have COVID because I was like, my throat was like sore. And I was
Hmm.
like, that's like one of the symptoms. And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, well, I mean, you was over here doing the got 5,000, swallowing it like it was chicken bone. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. So I kind of like bruised my throat a little bit. So guys, just be careful. I know we're in a pandemic world. If you're out here giving the got vacuum 5,000 and you wake up with a sore throat, it might have just been because you was going a little crazy,
A
a
little
little
bit,
hard,
and you know what?
a
That
little
is
hard in
actually a
the throat.
good. That's a question that I have for you, like a quick audible, real quick. Have you ever had to take a break from giving the Gok 5,000 because of the soreness?
Oh yeah, like it depend. It like I don't. Well, obviously, because we all spoke about this last week. I'm a homosexual, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
get to have continuous day after day after day if I wanted to. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely in a 1 night to 2 night spent night like session together,
Mm-hmm.
the next day I was just like every second it went down. I was like, oh yeah, I can't. Like I literally will die if I do this. Like it hurts now. Like it's not even fun, which sucks because I love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I want your soul to melt on my tongue palate, but it's just I can't because I am bruised. I am hurting. Black
Yes.
and blue is in the back of my throat right now. Like I can't do nothing.
Facts, facts. And you end up having to put yourself on the injured reserve list for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Just give me like 48
Not
hours,
the
then maybe we can revisit.
not the injured reserve
Just
list. Oh my
saying.
god. Graham said sounded like a whole pot of elbow macaroni. Yes, definitely. It sounded like Ja Rule of these streets. Yeah, New York. Yeah, literally
Facts,
that. I
facts.
will
Literally
sound
that.
like that. What a wonderful world. That is what I'm going to be sounding like for real.
Awesome.
And then you're not gonna want me because now I sound like a man. Like,
I'm just saying, look, we got to set that expectation to be like, look, okay, I
yeah,
can only do it for so
we gotta
long.
set
You know
the
what I'm saying? Set
expectation.
that
Yes. Yes,
expectation.
this show is all about expectations. It's all about what you need to be doing to prepare yourself for something, what you
Hmm.
got to get to prepare yourself for that, what you're expecting your partner to do. It's all about expectations, okay? And if you're not doing
Facts.
those things, then you're not properly putting yourself in the perfect place
Hmm.
to be with said person.
Facts. And speaking of setting expectations, because we like to set our proper expectations over here. See, Trey, we did it for you again
Hey, we're
twice in
doing
one
it
show.
for
You
you,
see that,
boo. We're
right?
doing it for you.
You see that. Speaking of setting proper expectations, how do you do that in a relationship? Like, how do you tell people what you expect, and basically just where you foresee the relationship going? Like, how is that? How do you do that?
Uh, First, let me read Amber's because if I insert Amber's comment after what I say, it's gonna be real weird. Amber said you gotta heal, gotta let that throat heal. Yes. Chuck says I had to take an ex. I had to the hospital in the middle of a night once. Okay, Chuck. giving it up like that? Sex sent me
Shark.
to the ER? Was you on a
Listen.
TLC episode? Let me find out, okay?
Mm.
Amber said hot tea, hot bath, a nap. Yes.
Facts.
And aftercare is so important, guys. It doesn't
It
matter
is
if you're
so important.
BDSM or you're vanilla. Aftercare is very important. I actually saw a video on TikTok where you know how TikTok is, like it's full of actors and actresses. But she gave like a type of point of view where like they just had sex and then he just gave her tissue, not even a towel, a
Mm.
tissue. Like ugh, disgusting. And she was like, "Oh, can we watch a movie?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And then she went to go cuddle him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not trying to hold you." So then
Mm.
she kind of just sat there and she was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go home." Like aftercare is important. Cuddle with me, make me feel like I'm okay, even if we're like just friends with benefits. Make me feel like I'm not just a nut rag,
Right. It's
please.
like
Like,
I'm not just here for sex.
I'm not just here for sex. Like we can be like completely human, decent people towards each other, decent human people towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, moving forward. So the expectations putting out into a relationship, I believe, are like we always speak on communication. We always say you have to communicate with potential partner, friends of benefit, whoever it is. You have to make sure that you're keeping up with conversation to make sure that everyone knows exactly what role they're playing, what
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna go into, and how you feel about each other.
Mm-hmm.
So first things first, you have to communicate. You have to be telling each other the truth. Now, if you're meeting online, if this person tells you they just want to have sex and they just want to keep it pushing, babe, don't sit there and keep continuing the conversation if that's not what you want. Now, if it's like
Mm-hmm.
for entertainment purposes, sure, why not? Like I did it, but meh. If this person is saying I'm just looking for a vibe and chill, he's this is what he wants. Just leave it out.
That's it.
Just
That's
like
it.
what I'm saying. That's it. Fellas too. Like if a female is giving you I'm trying to finesse off of you. Just let's leave it alone. Call it fumble in the bag, whatever you want to call it. Just leave it alone. There's no point of going through all that. But putting out what you think you deserve out in a relationship from or when you're talking from the jump is like the most important thing to do. Personally, for me, like I've always said to people, I'm looking for a relationship. Now, if I end up just wanting to have sex, then I'll just have sex. But I'm still telling you I want a relationship. Probably
Right.
not with you now, but at some point in time, me and you are not going to be having sex anymore because I'm going to be still looking and dating other people because I am seeking a relationship. A
Right.
nut ain't gonna make me stop getting falling in love. So I'm gonna make sure like I'm properly putting all those things out there to make sure that I'm letting that person know and I've had that before. I literally was having sex with a person. And I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to date somebody. So me and you, we're cutting that off.
Yeah, I've done that,
Oh
and like
right,
act surprised.
exactly. I've been told you. I'm looking for
Mm-hmm.
a relationship. This person's giving it to me. That means I'm not gonna give you the coochie no more for free. We were just having a good
Facts.
time. Gotta go.
Facts.
See you later.
And you know what the problem is? The problem with that is that those are the main ones where you end up in situationships, and then when you finally find a relationship after you told that person that you want to be in a relationship, and then they're looking at you surprised like, oh well, I thought we were doing something. No, we are not doing anything, sir. We
Yeah.
are chilling. We having sex. That's it.
We're chilling. We're having a good time. And I think the main problem when it comes to any form of a relationship is that person not taking you seriously when you say something. If I'm saying something and I'm telling you what it is, believe me.
Mm-hmm.
We've always had what is it like when a person shows you who they truly are, believe them. Like
Believe
the
them.
first time. Like. So if I'm telling you this is what I want, this is what I'm expecting, this is how I foresee myself with you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna believe it. That's it. Like you shouldn't question it. Like guys, I will say, okay, my boyfriend has said a very cute thing, a very cute little thing to me. Okay,
Boyfriend.
a very cute thing to me about me being a contract when it comes to getting an apartment, aka I wherever he go, I follow, basically. All right. And I was just like, do you really want me 24/7? I told Trey and Royal, and they got so mad at me because they're basically saying he's setting up his expectations with you that he wants to be with you, regardless of the fact if you're living together or not. And the fact that you told him, like, do you really want to do this? It made him question, or it will make him question, do I even want to do this? Because why would she even say that to me? So
Right.
if a person, so like, vice versa, if a person is putting it out there like, this is what I want to do with you, don't question it. Don't let your insecurities, put doubt in people's heads, which I possibly could have did. But he ain't paid attention to it. I don't even think he even heard me for real, for real. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just one of those, I don't know. Royal, tell them what you told me. All right, listen, guys. I'm 29. I'm still growing. Okay, I'm getting there.
I think you pretty much hit it because I was telling you he's setting his expectation. He's telling you what he wants to do. He's telling you that he wants you to be a part of your life. Don't make him question it. You know what I mean? Like what I told you is, you know what I'm saying? Everything is all well and good. We love to hear them say that. We love to hear the expectations. But once he starts to actually put a plan in motion, then that's when you're like, okay, because you were talking about, I think what you told me was like, oh, you just gonna leave a bag over there or something like that. Don't take a spending the night bag when the man then told you he wants you to be there forever. Okay, and no spending the night bags. Don't leave you like the travel toothbrush. Don't take that over there. You know what I'm saying? You take all your stuff, like everything.
Sometimes you just gotta plan. Understand women who plant. Actually, that's weird to me. Like, do the whole, like, I think we had talked about this off air when it was like, oh, women will do like the bobby pin, like leave it on the, like, the bathroom mirror sink level thing, or like they'll leave like a brush, maybe a little hair clip, or they'll leave like a little pair of shoes or something. It's like, don't plant. If you want to be with that person 3-4 times out of the week, talk to them about it. But you slowly moving yourself into that person's apartment without them knowing, nor without helping in the bills of that apartment, okay? Because you moving into their place. They didn't move into your place, okay? So respectfully, granted, they was taking care of their spot before you got there. But you can't just be, I'm just gonna be here. Like, I'm not, like, like it's like that TikTok sound. Let me just scooch on in here, get up close to you, and like, no, you can't move in on somebody without asking their permission. Like, and you can't expect like a key out of the. Like, talk to the person. Let it be known what you want to do. Set your expectations of your relationship. Let it be known what you want. Graham said, we were just connected in a great circle of life and you give me a single ply tissue. Exactly. Single ply. Not even double. Not even Scott. Okay? You couldn't even give it Charmin. Is disrespectful.
It's giving Scott tissue. That's what this is giving. It's giving Scott one ply tissue.
If you give me Scott tissue, I'll be alright. Like, no, I won't. Like, I would rather a cloth, but I'll get it. Like, if it's Scott. But if you out here giving me one ply office retail toilet paper, I will cut your shit off. Like, that is disrespectful. It's crumbling. I got toilet wads in my puss. Like, what is it?
Bring me toilet paper. Don't bring me toilet paper. Sir, do you see the mess that was just made down here? What makes you think toilet paper is sufficient? You understand what I'm saying? If you don't bring me a warm washcloth, okay, it's going to be a whole issue. Down. Yes. I'm going to need.
Please. Head, shoulders, knees. I don't know why your shoes would be involved, but you get what I'm saying, okay? Just wipe me down, okay? Like, be nice about it. Like, dang, I didn't ask you. I seen this video. I seen a video on TikTok. I think Royal's gonna like this. He was like, do y'all like Twinkies or do you guys like cinnamon rolls? Because I love Twinkies. I love like just getting the filling in there and watching it ooze out. But it's something about a cinnamon roll and just decorating it the way that you want to see it displayed on it. And I was like, sir, I think I'm gonna need me a good cinnamon roll. The way he described the cinnamon roll, I was like, because I've never been a hostess hoe. Okay, I never really liked Twinkies like that. And then as I got older, I knew better. I was
about to say, I am not a cinnamon roll. Give me the Twinkie. Okay, give me the Twinkie all day long. Because it's something about. Listen, because I feel gypped at the end. You understand? I feel gypped. If you don't,
what do you mean you feel gypped?
You don't feel.
What you mean? What is it? What's the code words that you gonna try to put together to describe this? Please tell the people. What do you mean you feel gypped by the cinnamon roll?
If there is no Twinkie action happening by the end of it, I feel like I've been gypped. Like, we had all of this build up and I don't get it's like
okay yeah. I see what you're saying. So you're basically saying cinnamon roll is cool, but if I could get a Twinkie at the end, then or beforehand, then that'll be perfectly fine.
Facts.
Okay. because I don't think I would want a cinnamon roll in the beginning, because that is no.
Nah,
It's nasty as hell.
no, I'm
I
good.
don't know,
I'm
like,
good.
because you gotta think about, like, obviously the wipe down happens, but like to have that in the beginning, I want to like experience it, and then I gotta go to the bathroom, I gotta stand there, I gotta wipe, I gotta do whatever, I gotta
Exactly.
whatever, and then we
Exactly.
get back into it. No, I want it to be twinking me up, my bruh, and then keep
Yes.
on moving, keep
And
on
then keep
stroking,
it
keep on.
moving.
It's
Exactly.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Then at the end, if your last one is like, dang, I can't even beat in here no more, and you gotta jump out, then yeah, glaze me up. But like, don't glaze me up in the beginning. That is I've had that before, and I had it upside down. Let's
I'm trying
just
to see
say
what I'm trying to see in
I,
my head
I
with that.
I have breathed in some things that you're not supposed to breathe in,
I
and
understand. Okay, I get it. All right. All
luckily
right.
I am
Yep.
still alive. Okay, and my lungs have not multiplied. Let's just let's just keep it like that. Let's just
Okay.
The comments. Oh
The
my God!
comments.
Wow!
The
Wow!
comments.
Look at the
Wow. Look at
comments.
that. Look at
Oh wow! This is
that.
crazy. Um, Graham said it ain't real until you leave the tampons over there. Toxic shock, but yes, that is a thing. Yes. Amber said, "Yes." Jamaica said that old hospital issued one ply. Yes, nobody needs
Yes.
that.
Nobody
Disgusting.
needs that.
Habdusa said, see wiping down sometimes starts it up again. Oh yeah,
Listen,
definitely,
that's a risk you're just
definitely,
gonna have to take. You understand? Don't even worry
definitely.
about that.
Wiping down definitely does start again, because if they start playing in a certain area, besides the point. Anyways, Chuck says, I'll bring a knife and a loaf of bread for all that churned butter.
All
Wow.
right then.
Oh, the
All right.
churning. All
Then-
right now. He also said, I'll gladly give you a full towel for cleanup because I don't want none of that back. I gave you a gift of love, and there's no gifts back. Oh my God. And then Jamaica said, it's a whole breeding kink. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That is I've had my amounts of unfortunate facials that just did not end up well for me personally. So it was fun watching it back. It was hilarious in the
Not watching it
moment.
back. You making whole movies. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
every time, every
All
time,
right. I ain't mad. Go ahead. Just listen.
every time. Quick little thing here, okay, guys. I know this has nothing to do with the topic, but we're talking about expectations. We're talking about what you and your partner are talking about, what you want out of a relationship, what you want to do, and stuff like that. So I think this could, go into it really quick. How do you bring up if you want to do a tape or not, or make a little movie or something, or if like a person asks you if you're into that kind of thing? Like, how do you
Okay.
accept or deny that? Because sometimes it doesn't happen beforehand. It's like in the moment, and then next thing you know, you got this just like coming
Right.
over you. You're like, whoa, whoa, what's going on? Relax. I didn't sign up. Okay, Mr. Tisdale. Like, relax. But
God, and
like,
it has to be something that your partner is into because I have, what I'm saying, I'll say personally myself, I have posed the question before, and I'm not, not just speaking in my marriage, like I'm putting my single cap on right now, but um, I posed the question before, and then like the guy will look at me like I got two heads because I'm like, I'm trying to get some
yeah,
playback action, like what I'm saying, like
hmm
the other person has to be into it, and it kind of makes you feel it's honestly like ripping a band-aid off, I think, in my opinion, because it's like you have to ask the person, like, y'all can get into it, like, hey, why don't you turn the camera on and make it
yeah.
sexy or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it has to be something that the person's into, because if they not, then it's just like awkward
I
as hell.
mean,
It's awkward.
I'm into it as long as I know that it stays in one central location. I mean, everything is done on phone now. Beforehand, it was like mom and dad's special camera that no one's able to touch in their special
Mm-hmm.
tape collection that is stacked up to the brim in their bureau and whatever. Like understandable. Like, we get it. But since everything is phone accessible, automatically, if you're in a room with a person, you start recording on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't obviously. I don't have a problem with recordings. I mean, I think I am a file in someone's phone.
Not a
But
file.
it's a file. I think like 100 and something. Anyway, that's besides the point. The
Oh.
thing about it is the thing about it is that like I feel like you have to respectfully be able to tell a person like, hey, I don't personally mind like recordings. I've done it before. If it's been with me, stays with me. I transfer it to my desktop. Nobody knows where it is. Nobody sees it going nowhere. That's pretty much it. If you're not into it, cool. Me personally, I like to watch my playback like a football player. Okay, you know how the football coach puts the screen up, he displays it, he tells you what the linebacker did wrong, what the quarterback did wrong, and everything. I like to watch it back myself, look at my form, see what I could have changed up, like seeing if I could have did anything different, made it like a different type of experience for next time. That's just kind of who I am. I just like to double check on myself and make sure the form and everything is together. But
Okay.
I did violate someone's privacy by accident. It wasn't an accident. I never have gotten a video of myself getting something, right? And there was no face, no case. Okay, it was done underneath the blanket. Got a little cunnilingus yum yum. And I just recorded the blanket moving. And I think like a couple of days later, I was like, oh yeah, that's so funny because I like recorded you giving me head. And he was like, what? I was like, oh, but no, like, you can't see your face. Like, I just wanted it for myself. He's like, yo, delete it. I'm like, delete it for what? Like, nah, I don't like that. Like, you didn't ask me, one. And then two, like, I don't know who you're showing it to. I'm like, me, myself, for
Fair.
me to get turned on to. He's like, no, you can't do that. Delete it. I was really pissed. I was pissed, okay? Because I was like, this is my first video of me getting something, not me getting turned upside down and flipped around and got spit all over my face and shit like that. No, no, a good visual of me having a good time. And then he got upset and had me delete it. I was very mad. I was very mad because it was a good video, okay? I made sure it was quality, was good. I put it in HD and everything. I
Not
was very
HD.
upset. Thank
As
goodness
I
for
said, you
Google
gotta
now.
make sure your partner's into it. You can't just be
Yeah.
taking videos of people and they don't know that you're taking a
Oh,
video with
but
them.
good thing for Google backup. So
Well.
there's that.
Oh, does
So
he watch the show? I hope he don't watch the show.
no, he don't. He ain't involved in nothing in my life, so he perfectly fine. But I mean, like, I think that's something that is enjoyable. I mean, like, I like putting on for the camera, so it makes it more fun. I feel like I'm giving more. I feel like if I'm not, I don't get recorded every time, but I feel like I'm like putting on a show for real, for real. Like I'm doing something with it. Like I'm, like I want you to watch back when I'm not in your presence and be like, damn, she was on that, huh? And I'm like, baby, you will never see it like this again. Keep this video for evidence that I can actually give it my all, and then that's pretty much it.
His
Um,
recording for posterity's sake, like, yeah, just watch this. This is, you never gonna get this
yeah,
again.
yeah, watch
Just pay
this.
attention.
Yeah,
Pay
like
attention to what you just got.
like you know how I say it, like it will last longer if you took a picture or video. Boom, there you go, because you'll never get this again. Sorry, my
Oh,
love.
child.
Amber said, Chase, you better. Graham said, did you say bureau? Yeah.
Not a dresser.
I'm just, it's a bureau. Anyway, Darren said, I think she means folder, not file. What are y'all? I know what I'm saying. Y'all stop playing with me, okay? Jamaica said having a Madden playback, yes, and then out here flag on the play, throwing out the challenge flag. Okay, you know what? I don't like how y'all treat me on this show. Okay, I be speaking my heart. I be revealing my truths to y'all, and this is how y'all play me. Okay, if you gonna play with me, play with me. All right, girl, what's up? What's... Delete it.
We just gonna go ahead and remove that. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm just saying, because there might be some people in the audience that are willing to accept that challenge. Just saying. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and move on.
They couldn't. They wouldn't and couldn't. They wouldn't and couldn't. But who am I? Who am I?
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna move on from that topic right there. Okay, so the last topic that we want to discuss was, we wanted to know, and honestly, I want to get some feedback from the men in the comments as well and see what your perspective is. But we wanted to know if it was possible for men to fully express themselves sexually, like what their wants and desires were, what type of sexual play they're into, that type of thing. Chase, what's your opinion? Like, do you think that men are capable of telling women what it is that they want and desire? Look, she already saying no, shaking her head and everything.
Yeah,
Nah,
no.
nah,
I
nah.
think I said the answer. Next. But no. But no, I think that some men, not all. See, here you go,
See,
Trey.
see
There
there,
you
Trey. There
go.
you go
You're part of the
again.
show.
That's the
You're
third
part of the
time. You
show.
part of the show and you're not even
You're
here.
part of
See,
the
we
show.
love
You're not
you.
even here. Okay, insert your face there. Okay. There you go. Proper moment. Thank you, Habduser. Um, so I think that some men only know their body of what their body is supposed to be. Like, so they know, like, I have a penis. When it gets sucked on and fucked on, it feels great. I have balls. When it gets licked on and sucked on, that feels great. And then that's, oh, I have a neck. That feels great. Sensual touches, that feels great. But then that's it. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that they explore any more past that. And then you have some other men who know very well where their pleasure spot is. They just don't feel comfortable dabbling in that. But right place, right time, mere cute little confusion. Next thing you know, they get rimmed off. So like
Right.
so I just think that sometimes it's really, I mean, like, not for nothing. There's some men out here who don't open up their booty cheeks to let the water go in and let the Dove soap rub it in because they think it's gay, which is stupid to me. With your little stinky ass. So walking around
Okay.
here looking nasty.
Not even
Got
getting on the unwashed masses right now. Let's just, let's
okay.
just continue.
Got going in the hotel, getting up, and your booty cheeks is clamping on the sheets, and next you know there's a brown mark, little nasty ass booty having ass. Anyway, I'm sorry, I have a little flashback. Anyway, the point is,
Oh my.
don't please,
Okay. I
okay?
won't ask.
Let
I ain't
me
gonna ask.
live.
I ain't gonna ask.
Let me
I ain't
live.
gonna ask.
Thank you. Um, but I think that some men don't have the capacity to explain that to a woman, especially because of the embarrassment it could have on them. Because we're not going to sit here and act like men can explain themselves and women aren't going to bash them for explaining themselves.
Right.
You can have a complete hetero cis male who literally wants to see what it is about the gland in his booty hole that does it for the people. He might want to really explore that. And he might want to do anal training. He might want to see what a vibrator feels like back there. He might want to whatever. Like, and this is an extreme case. Extreme, okay? Obviously there's
Mm-hmm.
18,000 different steps you can get to before this.
Mm-hmm.
You might have the woman that he might think I can be this honest with, and I have trusted my body with her before, I have trusted my feelings with her before. We can do this, and then next thing you know, she's like, "Oh, nigga, you got, oh, you got," and then
Right.
she gone and she ran and told the whole block. She done told your homies. She even told your mama, like and now everybody looking at you different. And now you have one man that now will never share what he wants to do with any woman, even if a woman becomes his wife, because
Mm-hmm.
he's been shamed out of it. So I think that we need to start accepting men to explore their bodies the way that we have been able to explore our bodies with or without permission.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, it doesn't have to immediately go to the booty hole. Like, it could be like, I know some men do not like their nipples to be sucked whatsoever. They think it creeps them out.
Mm-hmm.
I have indulged in some men who like having their nipples sucked. I like sucking a nipple or two. So like, they don't mind having their nipples sucked. They're like, oh, this is a different feeling that I haven't felt before.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, stroke me while you're doing that. It gets them going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
a different feeling you're not understanding. Or like sensual like feather play, or just like nibbling on the ear, just different little spots, like or like even between the thighs. I mean, I understand. I personally don't think about kissing nobody in between their thighs when I'm about to give head, but that might be a very sensual spot for them. But because to
Mm-hmm.
them, that's what they're supposed to be doing to a female. They were like, as soon as you do that, you might get punched in the head because it's like, whoa, bitch, what you doing? Like,
Right, because they feel like certain things are considered feminine, like
yes,
certain areas on a body, they feel like it should be only be stimulated, on a woman and not on them. Or, it could be a social interaction thing to where, their peers feel like something is gay and then they're associating whatever that activity is with being homosexual, and so it's not something that they would ever try. And I feel like also it might, and because of that, it might be a little bit of fear. You know what I'm saying? Even when with the person that they're with, because like you said, they could be with the girls they trusted with their body before, and as soon
Yeah.
as they say something that's out of the ordinary, then all of a sudden, oh, you gay. So
Yeah,
I
the whole
think
block
that
knows now.
exactly. So I feel like, as women, if as for women, I feel like we need to take the responsibility on of not judging a man for whatever his sexual preferences are, whatever it is that he may want to explore. You know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
sexually. That I think we need to make sure that we're not being judgmental, because I mean it's some freaky nasty shit that they do to us too. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yes,
not looking at us sideways.
exactly. I
So.
think that when it comes to, like you're saying, have only been allowed to speak what they feel is okay because of a woman's approval or denial.
Mhm.
So if a woman, or typically women, have been subjugating men to assuming like if they do this one thing, they automatically are not a dominant or strong male whatsoever,
Mhm.
then that makes men think, oh well, I can't say this, I can't do this, I'm not going to be able to explore myself or open myself up emotionally, like forget the physical side. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty of like emotions,
Mhm.
like am I able to tell her, like, I want to be held. Like, like I know my dude, like he literally told me, I think like the first couple of weeks we were talking, and he was like, if I go in for a hug for you and I start tearing up, like, would you feel weird about that? I'm like, no. I was like, I'm not good with criers. I'll tell you that one. I am not the most, I am a cancer with no empathy. I'm telling you that right now. I am a psychopath. I don't know what is wrong with me. I literally do not give or get like emotions. Like I can cry at the drop of a dime, but I can't take when someone's feeling sad around me. It weirds me out. Um, but I understood he's a vulnerable person, and the mere fact that
Mhm.
you felt vulnerable enough with me at in that short period of time to tell me that, you're entrusting in me that I'm going to accept that. That is not something I'm going to be like, stop acting like a wuss or something
Right.
like that. So, and that comes from, and as he stated, like, I have, when I was younger, I wasn't able to express myself emotionally because you're a boy, get over it.
Right.
You know, and I think, and that's a lot of men in the world. That is a lot of men that were treated that way. So if
Mhm.
they're treated that way about emotions, how does that gonna sound when it now crosses over to physical touch?
Exactly.
They're just going to think, especially watching porn, oh, my dick gets sucked, I fuck pussy butt, whatever, and then that's it.
And then that's it.
That's it. That's all you get. That's all the satisfaction you can get is just your penis. That's it. That you don't
Right.
think that there's anything else on you that could possibly have like some deep physical, like sensual form in you. But yet,
Mhm.
when it comes to a female, you're like, oh, let me do this, let me do that. You damn near about to put your dick in my ear just see
Mm.
if like that's gonna
My
feel
dick
different.
in the ear.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think people just need to, women more importantly, especially in those kind of situations, women need to be more accepting of what men feel more comfortable talking about.
Mhm.
Who said in the comments? Oh, Hubdusa said kind of like a lockup of the body. Yep, and as I'm a Taurus, and that is non-emotional, but I can't understand the feeling of others. Yeah,
Mm.
so like I'm just not empathetic. I'm not sympathetic, but like you don't want to end up who was that? Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade.
Right.
Yes, I was going to say Dwight Howard because I always say Dwight Howard. Yeah,
Mm.
Dwayne Wade. Um, this woman came out in the article and said that she eat booty hole. Okay, she be tossing Dwayne's like solid up. All right. And people made fun of this man so much. Like, they talked about him, how he be in the locker rooms. They talk about, like, oh, I wonder if Chris Bosh and him do it. Because, they was throwing out Chris Bosh is a little sweet and tangy in his tank and
Mhm.
stuff. Like, they literally was talking about this up and down the yin yang. Then people started looking at, like, Gabrielle Union before, like, oh, I thought she was, like, cute. I thought she was pretty. But now she's doing nasty stuff like that. It's like, if she has no problem and her man don't have no problem talking about their sex life and what they do, why do you have an issue with it? You know?
Listen, it was a meeting in their bedroom and nobody else was invited. You understand? The problem that I have is that when you're married, not even when you're married, like if you're in a serious relationship, whatever the case may be, if you with your partner, what you and your partner do in your bedroom is your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's first and foremost. That's the first thing. The second thing, I remember Dwayne Wade came out and was like, as his response to what everybody was saying, like, yeah, okay, I like when my woman does this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is something that I like to do. And who else came out and said it? Who was it? Trick Daddy.
Oh
He had
yeah.
that. Yeah, so
EBG, Eat Booty
the
Gang.
Eat Booty Gang, okay?
Eat
Trick
Booty
Daddy has
Gang.
already come out and said he had an interview with
Not
Nori,
Nor.
Nori,
Yeah.
yeah, and was saying that he enjoys it. This is something that he likes to have done, and they've got in depth with it and was like, okay, but I don't see I don't see nobody being able to put my legs up. But Trick Daddy was like, look, sometimes my legs is up. You
Depending
know
on
what
the
I'm saying?
situation, them
If
legs
the,
up.
if the
Depending on
man
the
likes
situation.
it, that is his business. And the problem, like I said before, the problem is it's not looked at as being socially acceptable because anything around the butthole area is perceived as being homosexual.
Yes.
And so like men are out here afraid to really walk in your truth because they feel like their friend is going to think that they gay or something like that.
Or
Yeah,
even to go get their prostate checked. Like
even to get the prostate
you
check,
have to
check.
get your prostate checked. Like I know that's
Lord.
uncomfortable for you, and you can ask for a female physician if that would make you feel more comfortable.
Right.
But you have to get your prostate checked. I don't like for you to sit here and be like, nah, that's that gay stuff. Okay, sir, if you want to die, I mean, go
That's
ahead.
on you. You know what I'm
That's on
saying? You
you.
go
But
ahead.
you could have caught something early and had a longer chance to live, but because you're so scared of somebody touching up on you medically, like you have an issue. Just like you have to get colonoscopies. You gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to get a
You're gonna
colonoscopy.
have to get a
Gonna
colonoscopy.
have to do these things. So this is what I'm saying. Like I know I'm not for the booty things. You're not alone in this, man. I am with you. Okay, I am anti booty too. All
That's
right.
her. Don't worry about these. That's her.
But but if I have to do something medically to make sure that I'm okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go through it, you know?
Yeah.
But getting back to like the more kinky, sexy, fun side of it, I mean, like I had one of my guy friends, he had told me a while back that this girl was like, giving him head or whatever like that, and he had put his legs up on like, I think he was in somebody's living room, so I think he had put his legs up and propped them up on like the coffee table or whatever. I guess just to kind of like get his jeans down and stuff like that. And she was giving it to him good. He was like, "Yo, she is really like, I mean, she's professional with it, like pinky
What
all up on
professional?
the dick, like spitting all that, gargling balls and all." And then next thing you know, he's like, I kept feeling like it kept getting lower and lower, but he was like, oh, I think this like might be her spit, like trickling down his balls. But then
Mm-hmm.
he like realized she was on the gooch, the
Mm-hmm.
meeting between the balls and the booty hole, like she was on the
Right.
gooch. Next thing you know, she was out here like rimming it up, and he was like, oh, well, that ain't too bad now. That like he had to mentally go through the process. And I asked him, I was like, so what was that like for you? Like I know that was your first time and it was a surprise. Do you feel indifferent? Do you feel like humiliated? Do you feel emasculated? He's like, actually no, like that joint feel bomb. Now he's like, I'm not going to be asking my next whoever to do it on purpose. But if
Mm-hmm.
she happens to do it, I ain't finna stop her either because now I've experienced it. So sometimes it takes that one person to push you past that limit that you're used to for you to realize, this might be something that I'm interested in. Chuck said, I smell weed. Does anybody else smell weed? Jamaica said, joke's on them. That's where the
That's
G
where the
spot
G
is.
spot is.
So,
Facts.
exactly. You can literally bust nuts from G spots, but and Trey Proper himself said, I would pop in when she's talking about Gooches. Yes. Yes, you would.
Perfect timing.
Yes,
Look, he comes
you
in
would.
now. He don't come in when we've been talking about him this entire time. So I mean, no,
We've been literally giving you nothing but flowers and
nothing but
notarized.
flowers.
That's proper moment. Thank you, Habduser. We've been
Yes, thank
literally
you,
doing
sir.
this the whole entire time. And now you want to come in when we talking about the gooch.
Right.
Okay?
Listen. Okay. So the whole thing about it is, again, like I said, men associate that area with something that they don't want to be associated with. But the fact of the matter, like Jamaica said, that is where your G spot is. I guarantee you, as soon as a man, and it might not be for every man. I'm not going to say that every man will like it, but if you ever were to try it, it is a it's definitely a, from what I understand, is a heightened sexual experience, especially
Yes.
if you having that area pleasured and the dick pleasured at the exact same time. So I mean, I'm just saying, don't knock it till you try it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes, Amber, that's the definition of good sex, feeling free enough to explore. If I
Facts.
can't feel comfortable enough with you doing certain things to me, then what am I with you for?
And
What am
that's
I supposed to be doing with, like,
that's
like I had a
exactly it.
conversation where someone had asked me like, "Oh, have you ever made love?" I think that's something we should talk about too, like making love. What's the definition of it? What do you
The
feel like
difference
love
between
is?
making love and having
Love is
sex.
to just fucking.
Mm-hmm.
But like me, I was like, Dawn was like, I don't think I've ever experienced that. Like to what I believe at that time was, but it really wasn't. It was just
Mm-hmm.
us going at it like jackrabbits. But because
Mm-hmm.
I was in love with you was in love with me. To me, that was like making love. But I now know there's like a whole different form behind that. There's a whole different sensuality and practice and taking time of learning each other's bodies for there to
Mm-hmm.
be true like passionate love making to be made, and it doesn't have to deal with dim lights like we have the cheesecake with the tea candles lit around the room. It does has nothing to do with that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's about the passion between the two. And like Amber said, the freedom to know that, my body is completely safe with you.
Right, and that
That
I
you're
think
not gonna harm me in any
that
way.
definitely defines your connection with a person, is when you
Mm,
feel that freedom, when you're able to explore, when you reach that new level of sensuality, when you can be open and honest about things that you like, you know what I'm saying, and have honest conversations.
yeah.
That really identifies your connection with the person that you're with, because like you said, if I can't be this way with you, if I can't be open about the things that I desire, it doesn't even have to be sexually, it could be in life in general. You know what I'm saying? If I'm
Yeah.
not open enough to have that conversation with you, then what are we really doing? Like, what is it? What is the point?
Exactly. Amber, make sure that you stay on and you join us in the Discord afterwards so you can tell us what your first time making love was like, because I would love to hear what that was like for you. Make sure if you are watching us right now that you stay around. We'll drop the link in the Discord towards the end of the show. I want you to tell us while we're in the aftercare, tell me what like your first time experiencing like making love was, or what you think making love is, or like
Mm-hmm.
what you hope to gain out of it when it does happen to you.
Right.
Basically. But like, yeah, like I like at the end point, I think that men should always be able to express themselves as freely as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there are some men out here, like we all said, like are literally the no booty touchers. Like they hate when you slap their butt, they hate when you pretend to bang them from the back, which is pretty funny to me. but like, like they literally hate any instance of non-manlyhood. It's like, if you're not playing with my dick and my
Mm-hmm.
balls, don't touch me. And that's
Right.
just dumb to me. Like, everyone has sensual spots over their body. What makes them feel good, what doesn't make them feel good. And if a person is doing something that doesn't make you feel good, tell them, hey, don't do this, do that. You can always direct a person. Like, don't be
Mm-hmm.
afraid to tell a person that this isn't feeling good.
Right.
If it's not feeling good, what's the point of me doing it? Duh. Come
Right.
on.
I also think that essentially men want to feel safe too. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just about a woman feeling safe in a relationship. Men want to
Yeah.
feel it too. They listen, okay? They like to be the little spoon. You understand? They like when a woman is concerned about their well being, or really into how they feel about things, and want to make sure that they're good. You know what I'm saying? They want to be cared for just as much as we want to be cared for. They want to feel safe in a relationship enough to where they can tell you about their lives and what they want, and just pretty much everything. And I think
Mhm.
us as women, we need to make sure that we are doing that for them.
And
You know what I'm
not
saying?
shaming them
And
at
not
all.
shaming them at all. You know what I'm saying? You don't make a man feel bad for wanting what he wants or feeling the way he feels about something. You have
Exactly.
to be there for him just like you want him to be there for you, point blank, period. And you know what I'm saying? There is no in between. It's just that, and that's what it is. Like I said before, I feel like we need to take responsibility for that. We need to take ownership of that, because sometimes it starts with us. Like, they feel like that like we're supposed to be their comfort, but we're not doing that for them.
Yeah, and if I mean, if we're gonna take the total polar opposite of this, and your man's not over here talking about I want bottom play, or they're not saying that they want to be touched a certain different way, if it still deals with their penis and they're like, punch me in my dick, I mean, like you cannot shame them
You can't
for wanting
shame
to
them.
punch in their dick, but you can question it.
You
You
can
can
definitely
question
question it.
why would you want this to happen to you? What sensory does this play on? Because there are some people out here who are like loving to get karate chopped in their penises, and I don't understand that. So that's something. If I was with a person who was like that, I'd be like, you need to explain this to me. To me, this seems like dangerous, danger,
Very
swollen.
dangerous.
Sex took
Hey,
me to the ER. It's, but once
look,
again, make sure
I
that
feel like
you're
everybody at some time is going to end up in a got to see it through moment, and that's one of those moments. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes it might
I am
happen.
not going to get arrested for abusing. That is that is not what I'm going to do. I am not going to go do those crimes. Chuck said, "You're with me because you love the bruises, and I leave and I make a nice cream brulee."
Creme brulee, sir. I read that comment too, and I just have questions. I have
First
so
of all,
much,
and I know
sir.
it's creme brulee. I don't know why I said
It's
cream.
I know what
Anyway,
you meant. It's all right. It's okay.
yeah.
But Chuck, I have questions. Okay, like I understand that people leave bruises every now and again. Sex get a little rough, but
Why are you
I'm
always
just
leaving bruises?
right. Like
Every
your
time,
sex life sound a little violent every time.
every
Every
time,
time.
like every time you leave a bruise. All right, Hulk.
I don't know if a creme brulee gonna do it for me if you keep leaving
I don't
bruises on my
know,
body, sir.
geez. Amber said that's good, Royal. Graham says society says we gotta be as hard as the milk crate challenge. Stop
Stop it.
it.
Stop it.
Stop
Stop
it.
it right now.
All I can hear is that old man going, "When I came down, oh."
Oh my
This man,
lord.
um, and Graham said, and I love being a little spoon. Yes, we love to see it. I love
Yes.
little spooning. I love being a big spoon
I love
sometimes.
being
Like
a big spoon.
I like want to comfort you. That's the whole thing. Put your head on my bosoms. I got these double D's apparently to Royal. They're bigger.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Oh
Look at I knew he wasn't gonna be
my
able to stay away the
goodness.
whole show. I knew he wasn't
Here
gonna be able
it
to stay the
is.
whole
Oh my good guys. I done captured a Trey proper right here. I am
Wild Trey
action.
Proper has entered the
It's a
chat.
wild Trey proper has entered the chat. Okay. I am Ash Ketchum.
Ooh,
Really, dude? Shut up.
Oh, Leo.
leave Leo alone.
We'll get to Trey in 1 second. And then Amber says y'all are on point. Darren, if you can't be my piece, how can you be trusted and sensitive wants or information? And Amber says, anyone watch Sisters Tyler? Okay, really quick. I'm sorry, Trey. Really quick. That was I thank you, Amber, because I definitely forgot to bring up this point. There was an episode in Sisters where he was like, they were effing around and she loved it. She was like, oh, he's the best sex she's ever had. And he found, first of all, Shorty had her toys in a shoebox underneath the bed. Gross. Get another play section or hiding space. Why you got your stuff in a shoebox underneath the bed with dust? Anyways, and he was like, "Oh, so you have like a little vibrator?" She's like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, we should use it." So she's thinking, "Oh, he's gonna use it on her. This is gonna be like a whole nother climactic thing." And he starts driving deep into her, and she's like, "Come on and use it." So she went to go put it on her clit, and he's like, "No, like put it in put it in my ass." And she's like, "You want me
Oh.
to, you want me to put it in your ass?" And he's like, "Yeah." Well, she put it in. He was like a little deeper, and then he was like, "Turn it on." And next thing you know, he started like going crazy. First of all, it looked like it was a good sex thing to me, but he started going
Mm-hmm.
crazy, and busting nuts. And then from then on, she was just like, "Yo, like questionable gay maybe." Like, but this is another thing. He let her know. I mean, obviously, he should have said like, "Hey, I know this might seem out of the norm," or he shouldn't even. First of all, you shouldn't even have to explain it, but for uh normal scene with a cis male and female, you don't usually have men wanting vibrators in their booty hole. So it should have been like, hey, I kind of like playing with the back door. Don't know if you do, but can we try
Listen,
something?
did
But
you see
this
the
is
look on
like,
Trey's
you
face?
took
Because
her
you could tell
toy.
he wasn't listening at all until you
He
said
wasn't
that.
listening at all,
He was
and
not
he took
listening at
it,
all.
like at all. But he took her toy. That's the problem I had.
Wait,
You
he took
took
it?
her toy. No, he didn't take. But I'm just saying, you took her toy and had her use it in an area that she don't even use it on her own body.
Mm-hmm.
And now she got to throw away a good toy. You know how much them toy? Those things is $50, $60 for a
If
really
not
good one.
more.
Well, if for a nice cheap one, it's like $50, $60. And now you just got to throw her toy away because you got.
Mm.
toilet paper rim and boo boo hairs on it. Like that is nasty. That is nasty.
Oh shit. Trey, it
And
is so
also
nice
with
of you
my
to
girl,
join us.
Hi, greetings and salutations. It's your boy Trey Proper. I apologize for being late. Usually I'm not late to things, but I'm late tonight. It's a whole lot of people in my house. Celebrating my grandmother's 75th birthday tomorrow, so we were prepping for that. Also, before early in the day, I took my little boy to go see Shang-Chi. More on that on a different show. But yeah, what the hell are y'all talking about?
Listen, we have been acknowledging you this whole entire
This
show.
entire time.
This entire time.
I didn't say,
I know, but we
thank
want
you.
to
I
make sure that
appreciate
we
you.
were giving you your accolades, your flowers, and everything to make sure we let the people know, even when it's just two, it's always the
It's
three.
always three.
It's
Yeah.
always. Chuck said in her case, she bruises really easily, and she likes being mauled, ravaged, choked, and twinkled.
Twinkied.
Bonus, twinkied? Is that an
Yeah.
eye?
That's an
Twinkie.
eye. Twinkied.
Oh, I can't. Oh, on Twitch it looks different. Bonus points if she passes out after.
Well, damn.
Is she a rabbit?
I
Are you
go
a
away
wolf?
for what, 50 minutes? What the fuck are y'all talking
Is she
about?
a rabbit and you're a wolf? 'Cause do you hear how you just said it? Mauled, ravaged, like.
Some girls like that. Some girls do like to be ravaged. They like to be punished, ravaged, bruised.
Look, I'm all for a good
That man
punishment.
said
Okay,
mauled.
I'm good.
That
I'm
man
good
said
with a good
mauled.
punishment and stuff. But he
It's
said
not an actual
mauled?
mauling. It's
The
just the
other
use
words
of the
were
word.
cool. Homie said mauled. I can only take it from what I see it, bruh. Mauled is the word.
So, okay, you can take it for how you see it. However, as somebody who has done a few maulings in his past, and hopefully more in the future, it's just the use of the word. It's not the meaning, the actual meaning of mauling. Like you think you call somebody bad doesn't mean they're a bad person. They just be bad. It's a what's the word? Colloquial.
Gotcha.
Colloquialism?
You know what I mean?
You know,
Colloquialism.
I know what you meant. What I mean.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Necromancy play. Okay,
Necromancy play. What
Necromancy
the fuck?
play?
that's what it
Who's
said.
doing that?
That's what Graham said.
All right. We here at Kinkazoid do not kink shame. Okay, so to each their own.
I'm a king shame necromancy play.
Y'all want to
Unless you're
describe
role
that?
playing as a necromancer and the person that's supposed to be dead, then you getting into that whole thing. But that to each their own on that case. But
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't get that out my head. Who was necromancy? I was trying to really dismiss that, and I can't.
No,
Who
no.
is doing that?
Look, Google is free, so I'm about to just go ahead and Google that shit because I need the
I wouldn't Google that. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't
You're
Google
going
it?
to end up on somebody's list if you end up Googling.
See,
that.
morbid curiosity, like shit though. Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it
I mean,
alone. It's gonna go on
do it
this.
your own.
It's gonna go on the same list as felching because I still haven't Googled that shit and I refuse to do it. So I'm gonna put it there.
Felch? Oh yeah. Don't do that. Don't Google that. Don't trust me.
Describe it real quick. Describe it.
What, felching?
Yeah, describe it.
Okay, so felching is we were talking about Twinkies earlier. So basically, it's an anal Twinkie, and somebody is sucking the cream filling out of it. There you go.
Shout out to Charlamagne the God. Anyway,
I am all set. I had to make noises to get that out. I am all set. What? Who? Chuck? You said what?
on that note,
Oh, I know someone who found out her boyfriend had booty toys under his bed in a box after she moved in with him. Graham, I was referring to Chuck's comment.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
All right then.
I'm so out of sorts right now.
There is so
I
much
need to drink.
silence happening right now because
It's a lot happening. It's a lot happening.
A lot happening right now. This is
Like we
So
were,
have you
we
guys
were
had
up here.
fun so far?
We were
without
up
me
here
here?
advocating for men and stuff, and then the next thing we know, we're
And
talking
there you
about
go.
felching and
Listen,
necromancy
on
play and
here,
shit.
Calling women is the oh my goodness
Ooh,
gracious.
cha.
Wow, that is something else. Okay, question for you. What would you guys do if in a world of singleness, right? If you went over your partner's house and in there, they were like, "Oh, grab like a toy or something like that," and you just happened to see a toy you wouldn't think this person would be using. Now, this could be something that is like doubled for pleasure, double for fun, or it could be like something totally different, or it could be like a booty thing or an anal stretcher or something like that. What would you do if you found something unexpected in your partner's toy box?
So
I'm gonna have
I'll,
questions. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You go first.
I was
No,
going to say I'll go first. Assuming I'm in close enough with that person to be in their house going through their shit, it's like, all right, you using toys. I should already have had the conversation of you toy play, whatever have you, and it's not much you're going to surprise me with unless it's a whole nother life size body double of a dude, like one of those life dolls. Then I'm gonna be like, all right, well, what's going on with this? I might have some questions, but that's just because I need some
Okay.
understanding. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna run out the room screaming.
Okay.
100% would have
What if
questions.
it was? What if it was? I'm a little tipsy right now. What if it was one of those big, the cock mondo,
Wait. Okay,
Like-
so
Oh,
wait.
like
So
an
I have a
oversized
story about
dildo?
that.
like an overly sized, like it's just
Well, let you
there.
get to it. I'll answer. We'll
I
let
have
you
a
get your
story
whole-
about that.
this-
Real quick.
I got you. Let me answer. Okay. All right. I'm still fucking.
Can you though?
Right.
That's
Because how you gonna measure up to that? So I know somebody who went down a rabbit hole recently of just the toys and anal play and stuff like that, and sis had a real live horse sized dildo and was using it to stimulate herself anally.
Wait a minute. Was it like the model? Like like somebody model shaped a hard penis on a horse?
It was just one of those gigantic. She had to tie the dildo to the door and was using it that way. So she was backing it up on the horse penis
She got the
dildo.
suction cup. What was the point of all that? She could have had it on the floor and stuff.
First of all,
Can
does
you
it even
imagine?
have a suction cup? I don't even know if something that big has a suction cup. And like,
No, they do. They do have it suction cup. But this is my thing, right? What if you get like a big, huge dildo, right? And you're trying it out for the first time, right? And you have it on the floor and you trying it out, and then you slip
And you
and
get
like,
ripped.
ramps up.
You get ripped. You're not prepared for it.
Call that opposite birthing.
I
That
mean,
is.
I would avoid that if I were
Nope.
you.
Nope. Completely and
Yeah.
totally horrified.
Chuck said, not necromancy. I was asked to do a job, and I always do my job to the best of my ability. Good job, Chuck.
Okay,
Grim said, what if the sex bot was talking? Oh, Lord.
wait a minute.
Now we talking about sex bots? Chuck said, saw whatever. He saw the movie. It was a movie. That was his
Shang-Chi.
review on it. Why didn't she just get a Sibian?
A Sibian?
Sibian. Or
Sibian?
it's Sibian.
Sibian?
It's
or
either
Sibian?
Sibian or Sibian. But, it's one of those things that you can ride. You can add a dildo attachment to it. I'll drop a link in the Discord so people
I was
can
about to
see
say,
what
I
it
need a
looks
That's
definition.
the one that's
I
on
need
the
to
orange
see
tube
it.
in the toy section. Cause I'll be always watching those ones because those ones they don't make me laugh, but I'm just like, wow, I can't wait to. Have
Is
a
that the
second
one
bit.
where it's like you put it on a rocking chair or something like that? Is that what that is? The one where it's like it looks like a rocking chair.
No,
and it
no.
sticks up every time you rock back. No, not that
Yeah.
one. The Sibian
Not that-
actually, but the whole thing, you straddle it, both your legs on either side, straddling it. You can insert a dildo, or you can just
The-
ride it for the vibration. So
motorized
it's
one.
more
Okay,
vibration.
I thought it was the one that you put on the machine and it goes like the horizontal one.
No, that's
That's
just a
just a
sex
sex
machine.
machine.
That's the sex
Oh.
machine. Sibian it literally vibrates the whole thing. It's vibrating everything underneath you.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
real quick.
she's
Chuck
very
says-
tipsy. I see. How much have you had
Yeah.
to drink, man?
I haven't had that much to drink. It's just I haven't drunk in a long time. I think the last time I drunk was with you guys, actually.
She poured a
That's
whole
why I
half a
asked the
bottle of
question.
Smirnoff into that slushy. I don't want to hear that shit. Whole half a bottle
What?
of Smirnoff in the slushy. That's what you did.
I did. I put Smirnoff in my
The whole half bottle. Like she was pouring. I was like, what are you drinking?
First of all, it's business. It is Friday night. Usually we're doing this on a Sunday. We don't get a chance to let loose and have fun. So here it is. By the way, guys, I asked y'all in the Discord to send us some questions that you might have had for the Kingazoids, or individually us, as people, and it just seemed like no one wanted to ask a question. Which is, perfectly fine. I thought we were all grown adults and didn't have shame. But it is what it is. But if you have any questions that
The
you would like to ask
shade.
us, I see the shade. I mean, Maybe I should stop drinking on the show because every time I drink, I do be throwing shade at
A little
everybody. But
shadiness, just a little bit. Just a little
it's
bit.
just like, I want y'all to ask me, whoa, what do you say? Chuck said, speaking of being ripped, that's why we took my ex to the hospital. That you ripped her? That was the story you was telling out earlier? Chuck, what is you doing?
Please explain it to me, cause
I don't know what you're doing.
yeah, cause he be telling these stories. He be telling these stories and just saying it randomly, and I be over here like clutching my pearls, like what the fuck is happening?
Come into the aftercare and then explain yourself. You just be like saying the most craziest stuff, especially on this show. I'm concerned for her safety.
Oh, he says crazy shit everywhere. That's just his personality. He does that everywhere.
Okay. So this is normal. This is normal Chuck behavior. Okay, got it. All right, cool. All right.
You didn't do nothing? You didn't do nothing? But she ripped.
All right, well, this has been great.
Okay, Chuck. All right, Chuck. Well, how much Chuck would?
Okay, so Trey, since we have you here, because what we were talking about was men, were they capable of telling their partners their sexual desires? Candace and I both gave our perspective, and since you are here, a little bit late, but it's all good because you're here now. What is your perspective on why or whether or not men are capable of telling their partners their sexual desires?
Okay. My perspective is that we are perfectly capable of telling our partners our desires. Capable, yes. Will we are willing to do it? Maybe not so much. Because a lot of times, especially in the Black community, and in my opinion, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but in my opinion, Black people are very closeted with their sexual exploits. They don't want to talk about things. They feel like they're going to be shamed. They're going to be canceled. They're going to be looked at like a freak. They want to stick with the norm. Black people have a tendency to want to just stay in their box and do what they're supposed to do. But I think there is currently a sexual awakening that's going around with stuff like our show, plenty of other shows out there that speak on sex and being free and open about things. People are starting to come out of their closets, not for alternative lifestyles, but just for having proclivities to do other stuff. So, I mean, it's becoming more mainstream for Black men to be open about their feelings, about their activities, what they're into. Why are you looking at me like that? What's up?
Chuck's comment. We'll get to it later.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's becoming more open. So we're perfectly capable of doing so. Now, the reason why we don't is because, like I said, we'll be shamed, and that's because our women, not necessarily Black women, but our partners have a tendency to go chit-chatting and telling people's business. That's why you ate my ass last night. Like, why are you telling everybody I ate ass? I don't want everybody knowing that. That comes with the negative
face.
that comes with negative connotations behind it. So, whereas it's a perfectly fine sexual act in other communities, in ours, it's you eat ass. You an ass eater. That's nasty. Like, some members of my family frown upon cunnilingus. They don't like eating. We don't eat no pum pum. You eat pum pum. Here's your cup. You keep this cup every time you come to my house. This is your cup. You don't touch no other cups in my house. Literally have had that conversation with family members. Not going to point out who. But
West Indian people really aren't for the cunnilingus.
Yeah. Because it's frowned upon. When in all honesty, it's one of my favorite pastimes. I don't give a fuck. Be mad all you want. And yeah, that's why you ain't got no facial hair. Get out of here. So we're perfectly fine and capable of doing so. I'm joking about the facial hair. It hasn't been proven that it helps, but it does nourish a little bit. But yeah.
Moisturizer, anyway. Just saying.
There you go.
Moisturizer. Chuck, I appreciate you generalizing women from one typical city and saying that they are like this. Okay, I don't appreciate it. I feel personally attacked. All right,
you want to tell the person from Boston that Boston chicks always think they Rough Riders.
I am offended.
So I have a question for you guys. Why do you think that some women, in general, not just Black women, chastise men for their proclivities? Why do you think that they call men out for things? Like men, like you were talking about the gooch and everything, ass eating earlier, and I'm assuming you talked about the male G-spot. I think I heard you talk about that. But that's the first thing that's a comeback to a man. Like, that's why I pegged you. That's why I put my 2 fingers in your ass and you liked it. Why is that a comeback? Why is that an attack at a man?
Well,
why do women do that?
I think that's women do that with anything. That's not
Mm-hmm.
even about your
Mhm.
sensuality or sexuality. We'll find anything to make do a quick jab at you just so you know, like, you can't talk to me the way that you're talking to me, you can't talk at me the way that you're talking at me, and you
Mhm.
cannot say these things that you're saying. I will come out and get deep in my bag. And yes, we talked about me never using this against you, but you come at me, I'm gonna come at you 2 times harder. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what some women do. So it could literally nothing about what happened between y'all in the bedroom. It probably could do nothing between
I'm aware.
y'all in your relationship. It could be, oh yeah, and that's why Junior's teacher trumped your little punk ass because you didn't know how to tell him that your son couldn't do his homework at school. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it could be literally that. It could
That's
Anything.
literally be that. It could be that. Like, it had nothing to do with our home life. It had nothing to do with our sex life. But it just talked about how Junior's teacher punked you and said your son gonna do his homework at home and not at no daggone school. So we're gonna take whatever we can to throw back at you because we feel like maybe what you said was unjust. Now sometimes what you're saying to us is just, and we just don't want our feelings hurt. So we gonna, I mean, like Trey says, we can't beat you physically.
you
So we
So
can.
we're
must
gonna
beat
take whatever
you.
little
So we
chink
gonna
in
beat
your
that ass
armor we can
verbally.
find,
We gonna beat that
and we
ass
gonna beat
verbally.
your ass
Because
verbally.
not for
Exactly.
nothing, I would rather get jumped than get told verbally off. Like,
So,
because
so
Now,
with
this
that
is not
said,
something. Sorry.
I was just going to say, with that said, the reason why I asked that question is because I wanted to pose the option of not doing that if you want men to be more expressive and more free and open with their sexual
I was saying
exploration.
that that was something that I was saying before you got on, Trey, was that
Okay,
women have to take responsibility
responsibility.
for
there
those
you go.
Absolutely.
things.
Good job.
Yeah,
Good
we have
job.
to take responsibility for, being the person for our significant other or whatever, for them to be comfortable for with us, enough with us to come to us and tell us what it is that they like, what it is that they desire, they want, and not throwing it back in their face. We have to take
Yeah.
that responsibility. um and yeah, like, this is what you were saying about the jabs and everything. It's not something, this was a practice that I did when I was in my early 20s. It's not something that I do now. I mean, of
I
course
hope
I've
not, because
learned.
you want to stay married. But go ahead.
I've learned the lessons and everything. But yeah, it's definitely finding a chink in the armor. Anything that we feel that we can attack you on, like something that you feel may be challenging your manliness or whatever the case may be, we'll take that and then we'll weaponize it and then we use it against you. Like Chase was saying, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything sexual. It's anything that we feel like, oh, you messed up here and you got the nerve to come at me when you can't even do this right.
Chuck Clark just said it in the comments.
Literally, hold on. You gonna be mad, but you couldn't be to do that at the club?
Facts.
Right, like, that's literally what it is. It's one of those things where, like, we can't touch you physically, but we will match you in beat verbally, like, as
Facts.
much as we possibly can. So that's just kind of like how it is, unfortunately. Then, like we said beforehand, when yeah, it's basically what Royal said, what we talked about before. It's the mere fact of we as women have to take responsibility of making sure that a man feels vulnerable enough to open himself up to us.
Mm-hmm.
And before it even gets to, because, and honestly, 95% of the time, booty play is not even a topic of the conversation. We're
Right.
talking about little different other spots. Like,
Yeah.
some men don't want to get kissed on their neck and stuff like that. That's a sensible thing. Some people, they whatever. Some men don't want to get their nipples sucked on. That's something. If you want to
Look
be
at his face. Look
vulnerable
at his
enough,
face.
if you want to be vulnerable enough to tell me, sure, tell me. Some men don't want their thighs to be caressed, but if that's something that you enjoy, tell me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, before we even get to the extremeness of it, there's little stuff that to men, like Royal said earlier, it gives them female vibes. So
Mm-hmm.
being sensually touched is not very female for, like, for a man. That is, he's supposed to do that to a woman. Woman ain't supposed to be doing that to him. There's no
Right.
caressing, there's no whatever. Like, so it's one of those things of, you have to be able to tell me what makes you feel good and what makes you feel comfortable. Or if you like saying, I kind of am more like being the little spoon more than the big spoon. Well, then come over here, you big old chocolate drop.
Right.
Come in these bosoms. I got you. Like,
Me, mine is kind of
Right.
caramel, but I
come
get the
in these
point here.
bosoms. Get it, guys. Come in these. But so anyway, but yeah, like, you know, I want to make sure you feel comfortable, but I also
Yeah.
should not be running my mouth every 3.5 seconds over something that I think is weird, odd, or negative about you to whoever just
Mm-mm.
because I don't see if it's right with me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make sure that we keep this between us.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if it's something as vulnerable as that, make sure that I'm pleasing you in any form that we can.
Right, and then just and
You
vice
know I'm doing
versa.
a show. Why are you calling me?
You don't want, what I'm saying, us as women, you don't want your partner, doing the same thing behind your back. You don't want him telling his
Exactly.
boys all of the nasty shit that y'all get down with. You don't want that. So in turn, you should, reciprocate that same energy. If he's not, what I'm saying, if he's keeping what y'all do between y'all, then you keep what y'all do between y'all. Point blank, period. It ain't nobody
Well,
else's business.
like if Daddy put it down, I'm gonna let it be known. Okay, like my nigga did that. Okay, like
Mm-mm.
but
You
No,
don't
you
want to
can't
do
even tell
that.
them
You're
that.
opening
You
yourself
can't
up
tell
to
them
other
that either.
problems.
You
I
can't tell
know,
them that either because
listen.
You're gonna have
I've
somebody
had
snooping
somebody
around. I heard about you.
literally say to me, "Oh, you said that he put it down, and I'm curious." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You put it
Don't
out
be
there.
curious about mine. Don't be
Yeah,
curious about
You
mine.
put it out
Nah.
there.
obviously, like we don't need another Tyler Perry Medea play, happening where somebody come in and Mr. Still Your Man, well, Mrs. Still Your Man,
I would
basically.
actually start watching his plays again and his movies again if he started introducing kink life into his shit. That would be interesting. Except for him being my dear. Like, nah, that I don't want to see. But yeah, introducing
My
those
dear.
aspects and those type of things. Nah, I don't want to see. I already saw the Boondocks version of it. I'm good. I don't need to see Medea in a corset. I'm okay.
Oh my lord. No, thank you so much for the visual, Troy
Oh yeah, you're
Proper.
welcome.
I
You're welcome.
appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
I appreciate
I
that.
never forget that episode. We can't even watch that episode anywhere else because he made them pull it down. But yeah.
Okay.
Well then, but yeah, you should be able to speak with your partner and tell your partner if you trust them and you have some space to give them that, time and be like, hey, this is what I like. Think about it. Look it over. If it ain't for you, cool. But at the same time, do
Oh
not.
wait, y'all talked about buying pills?
What?
Your boy over here had something to say about Blue Chew. So, he put it in the comments. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying. I was scrolling through the thing. I was like, buying pills. Okay, all right. I missed
Just
that part
sexual
of the conversation.
preparedness, what it is that you do to prepare
Yeah.
yourself for the special event. That's
Oh,
all,
y'all did that already? Shit.
I mean, like, listen, guys. If you, from a female's perspective, get you the pink kitty. For me, it only worked for like an hour, and I don't know if it's because
Do you need it to work longer than an hour? Like realistically?
I would.
That fucking
I
Blue Chew work all day. So, I mean,
yeah,
I
I
don't
would
know.
Don't
like
tell
Can
them
we?
that. Don't warn them. Don't let them know.
I would like to.
No, listen. For
I
all
mean,
my
like,
listen, I'm gonna warn my sisters out there. Okay, I'm gonna warn them.
but
Be
my whole thing is
prepared.
this: like, women naturally, I will say this: women are natural hormone monsters for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like disgusting. If you played a woman's mind for a 24-hour period, it was like this much percent family, this much percent work, and then this much
This
percent
much
sex.
sex.
Like it's honestly disgusting.
It
So
really is.
sometimes it be coming in your head at the most wrongest
You
part,
coming
like
in your head.
the most inappropriate places. It be popping up. It's like, yo, I am in church. Relax. Like, what are you doing?
Hello, but no, that's a real thing. That's a
Like
real
it's a
thing.
real
It's just out of
thing. Like
nowhere.
it
So
sucks.
there's a difference between your mental process and your physical capabilities because no woman could truly if women really you think your drive is big, but short of being an nymphomaniac who needs to have it every 5 seconds, but you think your drive is big, you don't understand what we're going through. What testosterone does to us.
But I'm
It
saying that
literally drives
Okay,
us.
I
not for
think
nothing. The first 2 weeks before you start your period, okay,
period, your
that is where
highest
it is. That's where it is for
testosterone in the
us.
body.
That's 2 weeks.
So
No, no,
so
no,
for,
no, because
no,
it's already. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No. You got
No,
it, babe.
I was saying no to Trey, not to you. I'm sorry.
I know. But you're saying the same thing I'm saying. It's like women, like when women are PMSing, we're going off of the testosterone that we have in our body being at the
Yes,
highest
the
level that they can be.
testosterone.
So when men complain about it, you're complaining about yourself. But you
Yeah.
know that there's that.
No, we're not
But,
complaining about ourselves.
Y'all
okay,
complaining
when
about
y'all
that
get
hormone
sick,
that
when
drives
y'all get
y'all,
sick, when
because
y'all
that's
get
where it
sick, y'all act like
come
y'all
from.
are
What?
Jack on the door in Titanic. Okay, and it's ridiculous. But
The amount of testosterone that y'all get, I'm ignoring him. The amount of testosterone that y'all get is nothing compared to what's coursing through our veins on a daily basis.
women
So, women
but,
cannot.
well, no, I understand that. But what I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
is, I think that how do I say it? If women were able to physically show exactly how much they think about stuff, I think it would it would literally be a comparison of like, I mean, you guys have had to, since you were, whenever your balls drop, basically, whatever you started getting your hormones going to puberty,
Mhm.
you had to train yourself on to not get hard at certain places because like you can't be walking around on hard dick all day. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Brain. That
But
motherfucker stand up when he's ready to stand up. He don't care.
I
yeah,
was about to
There's
say,
no
but like
training.
unfortunately,
I
our
feel
bodies
like
just
if
be like,
yeah, like it just a thought comes up and I'm getting up from my chair and I'm like, how? All I did was
right.
think for 3 seconds.
So
What is this?
I think it may be different depending on the amount of sex that you're having. If you are consistently having sex, you're not gonna want to have it all the time. That's why people say when you get married, sex kind of turns down a little bit. You still in the first damn decade of your marriage, don't hit. So
Okay, I've been with this
after a
man
while,
for 8 years. Okay, we've been married for 5 years. Okay,
yeah,
and I'm just gonna go into a real quick story time. So because of the fact that we have conversations, and because that's what we preach on the show, right? We preach communication.
communication, yes.
We communicate. We talk about everything. So it was one point in time where we were both talking about how often it is that we think about sex. And so we said to each other, okay, so when we think about it, we're going to act on it. Okay? I didn't get nothing done for a week. You understand me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So there's not, I mean, I get what people say that, your sex life tapers off when you get married or whatever. And honestly, a lot of people complain about that in the early stages of their marriage. But it's like it really depends on, it depends on who the person is, because even though you know what I'm saying, and pretty much we having sex on a regular basis, I'm still thinking about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I could
And
be
Tree ain't
bored, I
even
could be
hit.
working.
Sorry, Royal ain't even hit her peak yet.
No.
She got another
Don't
10
deny
years
that.
before she hits her peak. Like, and then when that peak hit, oh, Abuse is gonna have a really good time. More than
Okay.
he does now.
I'm just saying, in
Right.
general, I can't speak for your particular situation, but in general, we will get consistent sex and still choose to masturbate because we're choosing monogamy in most situations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really couldn't like. I'm not saying you guys don't have a sex drive. I'm not saying you don't have desire or a desire to have sex with your partner or whatever, or have random thoughts. I'm just saying for us, like if you do a little bit of research on like women who go through testosterone therapy and they get
Mm-hmm.
maybe 10% of what we have in us, and they're on it.
No,
And they're
I
on it.
one of my friends who transitioned, he when he started T, he was like, I've always been a horny monster, but as of lately it's been getting real crazy. He's like, I really, because that's what they say typically when you start transitioning, you start using T, you will literally, you are starting off like an adolescent boy, like, and that means your hormones are like on top of all the already hormones you already had like in your body. So it's like I was like, I couldn't imagine. I was like, yo, bro, I feel
All I gotta
bad.
say is I got a 13-year-old. I don't want to look under his bed. Dad, I need a new pack of socks. I just got you socks. Yeah.
I think I be needing a new pack.
I
Listen,
remember those
if you
days.
need new packs of socks, I know this is like I'm just taking this as like a fun way out of it. But if you need a new pack of socks, do all of your laundry. Trust and believe you will find every sock you. I literally hadn't did like You know how you have your laundry basket, you just keep doing the top half to the middle half. You do your laundry as much as you possibly can. I one day took all of my laundry, every piece of it, and washed it. My sock drawer is overfilled with socks that for months I was like, dang, I ain't got no socks. I gotta buy me some new socks. Do all your laundry and you gonna find all your socks. It's out of
Listen, little Trey
control.
need to do his own laundry. You understand? He need his own laundry.
Is
You
he
think
not?
I'm doing that shit?
Don't
Nope.
want to feel nothing stiff.
The moment I feel a stiff sock in my son's room, that is
Do
the moment
not
he's doing.
listen to everybody. Stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Listen to me and listen to me clearly. Do not touch it. Do not mention it. Do not talk to your child about it. You will traumatize your boy, and you will possibly fuck up his relation with sex for the rest of his life.
I won't
So
say nothing about it. I was just
listen
going
to
to
me.
say the
Stop. Listen
moment I
to me.
feel it
Listen
is the
to me.
moment he
Listen
does his
to me.
own
Listen
laundry.
to me.
That's it.
Not as much
Listen
as
to me.
what's happening with the
Listen,
Johnsons disturb people.
as a former prepubescent and a father, listen to me. Women out there, do not say anything to him. Let the father do it, or get an uncle to do it if the father's not there. Find some other male figure to do it, to have a conversation with that child. You will screw them up.
If y'all want to be really screwed up, make sure y'all watch on YouTube what happened with the Johnsons. That that will
The
that will
Johnsons.
that will that
The
is some
Johnsons.
shit to
What's the
watch.
Johnsons?
Who are the Johnsons?
Just watch it if you guys want to watch it. It's pretty
Okay.
disturbing and like
I
a
don't. Wait. Is
non-comical.
that the video with the father? And nope. No, I'm good. Not watching that shit. Not watching
Okay.
it. Not watching it. No.
So,
Anyway, which
on
way,
that
guys?
note,
Yes.
on that note, I think this is the perfect it's the perfect time to go ahead and end the show. We will continue our conversation in our
Half my laundry,
aftercare.
Chuck. I only do half my laundry. Okay, I got 4 people living up in this house. Mind your business. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just 4? You only got 4 people? I got like 7. Anyway,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot, man. You got interchangeable days and stuff like that. Somebody's always doing laundry. You got to make time to find time to do your laundry. I work, Chuck.
Facts.
You know what, Chuck? Come to the Discord afterwards. Okay? You know what?
You about to catch all the smoke, because you've been talking a lot of shit in the chat today. Okay, just Candace, I'm sorry, Chase or Trey, can one of you drop the link, or Abducer, if you could drop a link to the Discord, you guys come and catch us in our aftercare, where we will continue the conversation after the show. Things got a little kinky today, but we appreciate our Trey Popper popping back in. Even though it's a little late, but it's all good. It's all good. If you guys could, go through and tell them where they can find you.
You can find your girl Chase C. Hayes on Instagram at Candy Taste Sweet. That's spelled correctly all together because it's true. And then you can find me on TikTok at Chase Inc. CHAYESINC.
It's your boy Trey Proper, TreyProper. Everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Don't look at my likes. And at 67,000, boys growing. It's time to get up out here. I'll let y'all later.
And as always, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Royal Rain, ROY4L. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Kinkazoid podcast on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. And as usual, you guys, stay kinky. Good night, everybody.
Bye.